Jam's here. Hello. That's right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I just realized there's all kinds of jam floofs on my hood. I am wearing my I'm a Cat sweatshirt with giant cat ears. They kind of flop, which is not very cat-like. But I really need to dye my hair, and I don't want to show you how badly I need to dye my hair. Thank you for catching my floss. So I'm just gonna cover it with a cat hoodie. It just makes me so happy. Oh, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Stitch May Q&A, the new thing where I stitch. I dropped my needle. That's embarrassing. I have so many needle minders around me. But this is the new thing where I stitch for 15 minutes a day while we chat and do some Q&A. And yeah, I'm working on a Bushland Quaker piece by Mojo Stitches. I have found my needle. Everything's okay. Actually, we should just double moon this project. I have a moon needle minder from my shop, and also this little Not a Phase needle minder, which I think is from Space Cat Crafting on Etsy. I could be wrong. I'm stitching Bushland Quaker, Take Wing. It's beautiful. Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Oakley. I don't know your name. I'm sorry, but good morning. But this is the thing where I stitch on this piece for 15 minutes and we chit chat and I answer questions. So feel free to drop comments in the chat. Questions in the chat, or shoot them to me afterwards for a future video. I wanted to start today by answering a question that I got yesterday that I did not know how to answer in the moment, about ballpoint needles, because I'm using a ballpoint needle on this piece. And I was like, I love ballpoint needles, but then I couldn't really speak to what the point was. So you still aren't really going to be able to see that, but it's got a little tiny ballpoint on the end, and they're even called like easy guide needles, and it's the whole point, or rather the whole ball point, is that it makes it easier for your needle to find the hole in the threads, or the hole in your fabric, so you're not jabbing around with a super sharp pointy needle, because that would be very, you could I have occasionally accidentally ripped out stitches. Usually it's because I was too lazy to anchor them properly when I was tying off the thread. But it just helps, it just makes it a smoother stitching experience. And it honestly is hard to describe. You kind of just have to try them out. And hope that you don't lose your needles like I tend to do, because they're expensive. Oh, some questions. Hooray. Okay. What is my dream breakfast? That's a wonderful question, and I love it so much. Honestly, my dream breakfast is a derby pie. I really love eating cookies for breakfast. I recognize it's not the healthiest thing ever, but I get up early and I have a cup of coffee and I just want a little something sweet to snack on. I don't want like a full breakfast yet. So I really like having just a cookie, a couple Oreos, whatever it might be. And chocolate chip cookies are my favorite food. And a derby pie. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Yesterday was the Derby. It was a delight. Derby pie is like the signature dessert. It's a chocolate walnut pie, but it basically tastes like a deep dish chocolate chip cookie. And it's amazing. So a slice of that, that's my dream breakfast. Along with, I love a good Eggs Benedict. I love biscuits and gravy. There's this one place in Louisville that makes biscuits and gravy with chorizo, and it's like the most delicious thing. I have been known to go to eat that, 4 out of 10 days when I'm home visiting. It's been a long time since I've gotten to eat in Louisville, so I am looking forward to the day when I can go visit my family, but also visit my favorite breakfast place. If you're in, I think they have franchise, so it's kind of throughout Kentucky and I think Indiana. I don't remember if Indiana is still open or not. There's a couple other locations. It's called Wild Eggs and it's delicious. I also want to let you all know that Jam is here. I tricked him. I put a box for him to sleep in. It's a very appropriately sized box for once. A lot of times he ends up in boxes that are just a little too small or a little too big. But I keep boxes near my desk so that when he's like, I want to play, I want to hang out, I just show him a box and he hops right in and then I can get back to work. And so I thought rather than him climbing all around me and knocking things over, I would keep him in a box today. Okay, so favorite breakfast or dream breakfast. Honestly, my dream breakfast would be a slice of Derby pie with my coffee in bed, and then wild eggs, biscuits and gravy. They do these grits of the day. They have just regular grits, but then they have grits of the day that are like loaded up with cheese and deliciousness. And they have this one that's like turkey sausage and green chili. Oh, it's so good. It's amazing. Okay, I'm going to make myself really sad that I can't eat that right now. Okay. Vanessa asks, how am I feeling today? Better. I feel much better. Yesterday I just kind of felt meh. Like I just didn't have a lot of energy. I took a total of 3 naps and one of them was at 8 p.m. So, I got some rest. Today I woke up at 5:30. So I think I got too much rest. But that's okay. And I'm feeling a lot better. I hope that I can just sustain it during the day. But I feel I got my second dose of the vaccine on Wednesday and now it's Sunday. So I feel like it's probably run its course, hopefully. But yes, I'm feeling good, which is great because I've got a lot of stuff to do today, including taxes, because I definitely haven't finished that yet. So that'll be fun eventually. Okay, Sparkle and Shine, absolute favorite piece you've ever stitched. Ooh. Oh, I don't have it in here with me. I sometimes change my answer on this because I was just I give so many different answers to that question, because probably my absolute favorite piece I've ever stitched is my Friendly Beasts design, which was in the winter 2020 issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher. I made this little nativity scene. I had this vintage frame that I had been wanting to stitch something in, but not finding anything that I wanted to put it. And then I was like, I'll design it myself. And so I did, and I'm super, super pleased with how it turned out. I don't have it in this room to show you. It usually is behind me, but I also have I could come up with a reason why all 4 of these pieces behind me are my favorite thing I've ever stitched, because this one, Chalkboard Mandala by Ink Circles, was one of the first fancy projects I ever did that wasn't, quick recap of my stitching life. I learned as a kid, did some dimensions kits, came back to it as a young adult and did some Harry Potter things and random Etsy designer but not very good designer kind of thing. And then I got into proper stitching. Well, not that isn't proper stitching too, but I discovered Flosstube. I discovered the people who could teach me how to find a pattern that I loved, like Chalkboard Mandala by Ink Circles, and find the materials that it called for, which was my first time using a hand-dyed fabric, my first time using overdyed threads, my first time learning that you don't necessarily need to use overdyed threads when it's just I think it's Gentle Arts chalk, and it's I could have just used Blanc or Ecru, would have been fine, but I got hand-dyed fabric, and that was really fun for me. And it was just such an enjoyable piece, and I have like some really distinct memories of when I was stitching on it. And it was back in the day when I only would have like 1 or 2 whips at a time, so I actually finished it pretty quickly, and I actually framed it, kind of. I actually came into the studio this morning, and it's just sitting in that like square frame, and it had just popped out and it was on the floor. So I might need to look into that a little bit. But then like this is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs, and it's like one of the only samplers I've ever finished. And it was really fun. That was probably one of my like first pieces where I used like a lot of over-dyed threads instead of just like one. And then this is Not Your Needle in cross stitch by my girl Works by ABC, Arlene Cohen, and I stitched on it at the New Jersey retreat, and I had her put in the last 2 stitches of it since she's the designer, and it was just really fun and special, and it also holds lots and lots of good memories. So basically any piece I've ever stitched I can come up with a absolute favorite reason for. Like this one is Be by the Moon by Wild Violet, and I stitched it, I got a preview of the design, so I started stitching it before she had even released it, and drove her crazy because I did not stitch it on the called for fabric or with the called for DMC. I just pulled colors that I liked, and then I was really happy to have that oval frame that it fit in so nicely. But there's now a companion piece, Firefly by the Sun, and I am going to reframe that one so that they can be next to each other and match. Okay, let's see. What other questions do you have? Or I'm trying to remember. I wrote down some questions, but I realized that they are not with me right now. Vanessa yesterday asked on my Instagram story poll, thank you for those who chimed in with questions. She asked me my top 5 favorite things about stitching, and I have way too much to say about that, so that's going to be maybe like tomorrow's video. I'll start off with that, and then I'll take questions from the peanut gallery. Oh, I don't know how I'm so funny, so don't even ask me, because I couldn't tell you. Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. One question I got was, what TV show are you watching right now? Which I always appreciate new TV recommendations. And this isn't necessarily new, but my boyfriend and I just started watching iZombie, which is a Netflix show. It's about this girl. She's a zombie. She solves murders. And it is ridiculous. Like, it gets crazy into like all kinds of like, it's hard to describe and not give things away, but there's like, like it's in Seattle. It's very clearly shot in Vancouver, but it's in Seattle. And there's like all this like seedy, like the police captain is a zombie and corrupt. Oh, that's probably a spoiler. I'm sorry. See, I can't like tell you things about it because I'm going to ruin it. But anyway, she solves crime. She eats brains. When you eat brains, you get like visions of the person. And so she works in a morgue because that's an easy way to get brains without having to kill people. She's a good zombie. And then she uses those visions to solve murders. So it turns into like a whole thing. And it's very, very fun. And, there's a lot of zombies out there, or maybe not a lot, maybe just a few, who knows, who are not so gentle in their zombiedom. They want to kill the people to get the brains. it sounds like a gruesome show, and it's really not. It's enjoyable. So we just started watching that. I've seen the whole show. I think there's 5 seasons of it. It finished airing a few years ago. But he has only seen the first season, and so it's a rewatch for me, but I definitely don't remember a lot. And it just gets like complicated later on. It gets complicated is, I think, the best word for it. So I don't think that's a very helpful review of it, but that is the show that I'm currently watching, currently loving. I love a good like murder solving show because it's just very satisfying when you have something that, like, I really enjoy shows that are very episodic, like, or like self-contained, you know? So there are like overarching, it's a little too early for me. Storylines that, you know, go through the whole season, some of them across the entire series. But then you also just get, you know, a lot of mysteries get solved within the 40 minutes. And I appreciate that because some television is just all questions and then you never get answers, or it's like there's only one season, so hopefully we come back for a second season and you remember things, and it's just not going to work. I also have a few episodes left of Superstore, which I love, and it's their last season, and we've just been saving the last few episodes because I don't want it to end, and also I'm pretty sure it's going to make me cry, and, you know, tears are very healthy and helpful, but something little on TV will make me cry a whole lot because it gives me a way to, like, access the tearful emotions that are deeper within me, because these are hard times. It's been a long year. So it's, like, healthy, good tears, but just like not necessarily what you want from like a half-hour comedy show. And it will just leave me sobbing. So, but Superstore, super funny. And that is our 15 minutes today. So I'm going to stay on and finish. I have a few more stitches with this color thread. But please, if you enjoy this, leave a comment. Well, the comment on the live stream will go away. So leave a comment wherever you want, but please chime in with questions for me to answer because I love talking to myself, and I appreciate you being here with me while I talk to myself and stitch on this piece. I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see how few stitches I can get done in 15 minutes when I'm also talking. It seems to be, let's see, this is going to be about 21 stitches. So, slow and steady progress. Although that's partly because I'm stitching this border and it's all like a few stitches of this color here, a few stitches of this color here, and then we go over here, that kind of thing, you know. Let's see. I've just thought of something, another question that I was going to answer. Oh, my question. I was just going to ask and answer this of myself is like, what are your plans for Sunday? And I invite you to also let me know, what are you going to do today? What are you stitching on? Today I am going to be very busy in the studio. I mentioned I have to work on my taxes because that's coming up. And small business taxes are a pain. And I'm also hoping to do some more stitching on this piece. Stitching 15 minutes a day, I mean, it's only been one day. This is day 2. It definitely has made me like really want to pick this up more, which is nice. And I think I'm hoping it helps me get more comfortable with being okay, just like picking something up and stitching for a few minutes. And like, it doesn't have to be a whole thing, and just like kind of hone in on that skill, because I would enjoy being able to take little stitching breaks And currently I only do that with like a couple projects where I'm just like filling in a color, and it just gets kind of boring because I have now like a backlog of projects to just fill in, and I don't have that many like Zoom meetings or anything where I can just sit and stitch. I wish that I did. Like in theory that's what I would do, but I have to work, so that doesn't really work out. Okay, I am finishing off this thread. Do a little Bargello tuck. There we go. I'll be back tomorrow morning for another Stitch May Q&A. Tomorrow I'll be answering 5 things you love about cross stitch, and I'm super excited. So thank you, Vanessa. It's turned into a really fun answer. I was jotting down some notes and I thought to myself, this is gonna be a good video. And honestly, could have done it today, but I didn't. But we've already been here for 20 minutes, and that is more than enough. I don't know. But look, I filled in these blue stitches here. So I'm feeling really good about seeing slow and steady progress on this piece. And I'll see you again tomorrow. I will probably be here around 7:30 again, Pacific. Maybe 8. Probably not any later than that. Oh, have a great Sunday. Oh, my goodness. Guess what? I didn't see some of these questions, so I'm going to try to remember to save them. Oh, Jammy Jam says hi. You are welcome for answering the tour of my pieces. Oh, okay. Milwaukee Stitcher. These are great questions. I don't think these save. Can I screenshot during a live chat? Let's find out. I think so. That's going to be a real great picture of me. Okay. Thank you all. Have a great Sunday. I will leave you with this adorable, adorable snoozy cat. Okay, I'm trying to lower my tripod. Look at him. I woke him up. Hello. Hello, Jam. Maybe I'll just... Do you guys want to just watch Jam for a minute? Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Jam, how do you do it? He's like, please stop talking, I'm sleeping. Oh, yes, so... Oh! Kitty! Oh, yes, hide your face. Yes, no one can see you. Do you see how adorable this is? Ah! Okay, I'm trying to turn this off. He is an angel. He's definitely an angel when he's so sleepy like this. Okay, bye friends. I'll see you tomorrow.